Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. This is Success with Srini.
Welcome back to Success with Srini. Happy Thursday morning to you. Today's podcast episode I'm recording on my iPhone, and I'm not sure how this is going to sound. Even though I love podcasting on iPhone, but then the environment I'm in, there's a lot of noise around. Hopefully, this is not coming in. Hopefully, you're going to have a good experience listening to this, hearing this. Okay, so let's get into this. If this doesn't come out okay, I'm not going to post it. We'll see. Okay, so I have an incredible thing that's crossing my mind. And this is coming from a conversation I just had with a client, with a caller. And I thought I'm going to reflect on that little bit on this podcast today. And this is about the traps that stop people from achieving what they set their mind to. So you have a goal, you want to achieve something, you fall into the traps. That means you get distracted. That means you somehow, with all the skills, talents, all the resources you have, you cannot get there. If that is who you are, then today's podcast episode is for you. Why people get distracted? Why people give up? Why people stop themselves or talk themselves out of what I think is absolutely what they need. I see that happen all the times. And I'll tell you this, it happened to me personally. I talked myself out of many things. And there were places in my life, there were situations in my life when there were right people who talked me back into the thing that I was giving up on. So I want to be that individual today for you. If you are about to give up on something, you are distracted, you are frustrated, and you are quitting, you are about to leave, I want you to think over it one more time. I want you to go over the science of why people quit. That's what I'm going to do on the podcast today. And hopefully 6 months, a year from now, you come back and you'll say, I heard you say it, I stayed, and then because I stayed, I have all this today. I want you to say that. You may not say that to me, but at least if you tell yourself, and even if I help you to get there, this is time well spent. Let's talk about, what are the things that stop people from getting to the finish line? The first, based on my experience, the first is temptation. It's just that something else shows up. Some shiny object shows up along the way. You commit to something, but then just a little bit into it, maybe a day or two or a month or a week or whatever, you are into it, something else shows up. People started investing into Bitcoin, something else showed up. They went all over the place. You just bought one house, an investment property showed up. You went into the investment. You bought one car, another model came out. Primarily, I see this happen in business when people they subscribe to an idea, they want to start a business, maybe online, and here they are trying to build an Instagram business, and suddenly something else shows up. Somebody talks them into, you should do this on YouTube. And then once they're on YouTube, somebody like me shows up, you should do a podcast. They move from one place to the other. I want to start an Amazon business. No, I want to start a Shopify business. All over the place. You see, most people don't take things to completion. So temptations. The second one I have seen is adversities. Who doesn't have an adversity? If I interview you, if I ask you questions about you, about your upbringing, about the challenges you had growing up, and all the obstacles that you encountered to get to where you are today, I'll tell you, I can probably make a movie out of it. If I sit with you and talk about your parents, what they have gone through, multiple movies can be made. Multiple lessons there, multiple stories there. So human life in general means that we will have challenges, we will have adversities, we will have issues along the way. Now, most of the times, it's the environment. Not skill, not talent, not capabilities, it's the environment. Sometimes you are capable of doing a lot of things, But because you are in an environment that's not supporting you, that means you are surrounded by people who are naysayers. They pretend to be loving you. Like, they truly love you, by the way. They do love you. I'm not questioning their love for you. But then, as a part of their love, they say things to you that stop you from achieving your best. Think over it for a second. I have spoken about this multiple times also on the podcast. My mom, every time I used to go on a hike or go on to climb, why go on a mountain? Why stress yourself? What's there? What do you achieve by going on a mountain? My mom, my dad, don't go in the evening, don't go out in the night. If you're going somewhere, come back. Would never let me go anywhere. I can see why, because I was born literally after 20 years of their marriage. I'm the firstborn living kid. The couple of kids were born and died ahead of me, and then there was one between me and my sister. So there is a lot of history, and I see where they're coming from. They love me, they love their kid, and that is why they stopped me. They were protecting me. Yeah, protecting me. They love me. Now, guess what's happening to me? You see, I have to grow. Your children have to grow. You have to grow. Everybody, by default, growth is happening everywhere. All of us. You see, I was born, I didn't stay as a baby. You were born, you didn't stay as a baby. You grew. So if that growth is happening, the physical growth is happening, then why not the mental growth? Why not the emotional growth? Why not the financial growth? So it's not that we have naysayers who are rude to us. It's just that people say no to us through their love. They don't know how to say it, but they say it. But then there are other people who do not want you to succeed. They are also there in the environment. They want you to stay mediocre. And you are caught up. You are seeking their approval. You are fearful of them. Because if you piss them off, then what happens to you? So, in a nutshell, you are caught in between this dual mindset. Should I make them happy? Should I make myself happy? And now you have split identities. Whose life are you living? When you look at someone who had nothing, has nothing, had nothing, born into absolute nothing, fights the environment, believes in herself or himself and rages through the ranks and comes up and becomes the most successful, most wealthy, the most happening entrepreneur, a philanthropist, whatever, and now known all over the world. And these are the people who this individual fought the environment to be there. And these are the stories we hear, we listen. These are the stories that motivate us. See, mediocrity and naysayers. The problem with people is people always will try to pull you towards mediocrity. This is the truth. They can't see somebody outperforming them. They can't see somebody succeeding. It's weird. Sometimes people to go to an extent where they're like, the success that you have belongs to me. How come you have that success? See? There is jealousy, there is envy. Oh, talking about jealousy, if I don't have it, I don't want you to have it. That's weird. You see, I struggled in my 20s, I struggled in my 30s, I could not create the success. Who am I to feel jealous when I look at a 20-year-old, outdoing me? 20-year-old shows up, creates hundreds of millions of dollars. Who am I to question their success? Has nothing to do with me. They have the talent, they have the gifts. Maybe the 20-year-old paid the price that I did not pay when I was in my 20s. So who am I to question and become jealous, feel angry, feel frustrated about the 20-year-old? Adversities. I can control everything, but I cannot control who I am born to, how I am born to, and how I'm born into. The circumstances, I cannot. Already done, happened. Now what can I do? How do I raise myself above the environment? The last trap that stops people in my mind, and in fact there are many more, but then I'm trying to keep this very compact to the point. I'm feeling very odd doing this on an iPhone, trust me. Even though it's not an iPhone, but there's a lot of noise in this environment, I'm feeling distracted. The last one is discomfort. People start doing things and then little bit of a resistance they give up. Primarily I've seen this in weight loss. They're excited. We get calls in my office. Oh, I want to lose weight with hypnosis, and you talk about hypnosis. And yeah, they call. And I'm like, okay. And then they get excited. I tell them what they need to do. They start doing. Like 1 or 2 experiences later, like maybe 1 or 2 practices later, or a couple of days later, they're like, yeah, I have to go and work out still? Yeah. And I need to control what I'm eating? Yeah. I need to sleep 8 hours a night? Yeah. They need to drink 1 gallon of water? Yeah. I can't do that. Well, you can't do that, then you can't have that. You see? You can't do this, you can't have that. In order for you to go to heaven, you have to die. No, I don't want to go to heaven by dying. I want to go to heaven alive. There isn't a pathway to go to heaven without death. So people give up. This is a question to you. I want you to ask yourself, when you perceive that something is harder, something is difficult, and primarily when the payoff itself is low. I met people in the past. I have 6 weeks, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks. And I heard you say hypnosis is the fastest way to lose weight. Yeah, I did. Well, I want to lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks. Not possible. Why not? Well, it's not possible because 30 pounds in 6 weeks is a big change. The body can't take it. You can't manipulate the mind. Well, how much can I lose? I don't know, a pound a week. 6 weeks, 6 pounds. Okay. Well, let's try, let's see. If I can do 15, I'm okay with it. Okay, fine, you do it. Now, as they get closer to the deadline, which is the reason why 6 weeks is because the son or the daughter is graduating, or there's a wedding, or there is something, or there's a reunion in the college, in the school, whatever. So they want to go to that. They want to look good. They can't get there. As they start doing this, they start seeing that's becoming harder. Their mind goes, okay, fine, okay. I am trying. It's not working. What's the point? I lived my life like this. I'm into my 40s, 50s, 60s. It doesn't matter. One event. It's okay. I don't need to lose this weight. The payoff is not there. Then they quit. So my message to you is this. I want you to start looking. Are you getting tempted by other things? Are you quitting because there is discomfort? Or is it that there are some adversities in your life that you do not know how to fight? I want you to think through these 3. And there are some things you can change. You can change your temptation levels. You can change the way you approach discomfort. And you can also learn ways and means and mechanisms to overcome your adversities too. All you have to do is become a little smarter, a little bit more aware, a little bit of awareness. These things can be in your control. And that's the point. I wanted to bring this out, and I wanted to talk about this because these are the common traps people fall on their pathway to success. This is a conversation I was having with an individual who was consulting with me. So I wanted to make this as a highlight on today's podcast. Hopefully, this is helpful. If it is, do me a favor. Share it with a friend and family who you think will benefit from this. If you are listening to this on the podcast, this should be a place where you can write a review. And you are watching this on YouTube, then by all means, you can definitely write a comment and you subscribe to the channel. And that's all for now. Hopefully, this recording comes out okay. If not, I won't post it, I promise you. Hopefully. Okay, that's all for now. You take care. Bye.